What's up, guys? It's McNulty here. Welcome back to the channel. I hope you guys are all doing well. So today we are going to be having a look at our brand new Astral Elves, and there's one in the portal that I didn't get a chance to have a look at last time. So we're going to do a bit of a twofer. We have our brand new hero Ixinn, who is looking absolutely freaking fantastic. And then in the portal, if we jump into the portal, we also have another featured hero, which I didn't get to have a good look at last time, Salniss. So to do it justice, I am going to start with the newest featured hero. So we'll start off with Ixinn. We're going to take a closer look at this little lady today and see what she's all about. It's another granny type hero. We know that grannies are to be feared for the most part in Empires and Puzzles. So I'm expecting big things from Ixinn. So she is, of course, an ice hero. Now, she is of the wizard class, so that gives her a chance to jinx, so she can deal extra damage based on buffs that the enemies have. The family bonus for the Astral Dwarves, pretty straightforward, but really effective. It starts from one hero, and it's a 20 or 25% chance to dispel a random dispellable status effect buff from all enemies at the end of each turn. And that's super strong. It's exactly when you need it. At the end of each turn, there's a 20% chance they're going to dispel from all enemies, which is awesome. So really good family bonus. They have 3 passives, one of which may or may not be a passive. The perfect accuracy one over there. So where the character's special skill never misses its targets. That's sometimes part of the special skill description. But they do get a bypass against minions. So all damage done by this character bypasses minions. And also they resist any negative minion effects. So the character has innate resistance against incoming negative effects and also damage from minions. Really, really strong. Because you've got some very strong minion summoners in the game at the moment. Like, obviously, you've got Costume Diachan, who's an absolute beast. You've got Costume Cao Cao and, the other costume heroes from the War of Three Kingdoms. You've also got, like, Moonbell from the Astral Elves, who's super strong. So any of those heroes that summon minions, this is going to be a really, really good option to counter them if you do have any of these Astral Dwarves heroes on your team, if you're lucky enough. Defense up ether talent, probably my favorite skill. At the start of the battle, she gets an extra 20% defense. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. It's just a ridiculously good way to keep your hero alive throughout that initial onslaught that we know always seems to come right at the beginning of the battle. So anyway, so far so good in terms of the passives and everything else that she's got going on. So stats wise, let's switch it off. 1171 on the team power. So we are creeping up a little bit, but very, very slowly, which is okay. I'm not mad at it. I think that we just need to keep things under wraps as far as power creep's concerned. But I can see here she's a bit more defensively built, but only slightly. Attack stats really very good. Defense is really high as well. And with that extra defense that she gets from the ether talent, it's just going to be huge going into the battle with this Chiquita. And then 2045 on the health is really respectable as well. So her special skill is called Planetary Charge, and she is running at slow speed. Now, I know a lot of people hate the slow, but sometimes it's the only way to go. So let's have a look at what she's doing. So she deals 510% damage to the target, and the attack chains through all of the enemies who are adjacent to any hit enemy. So it's been a long time since we've seen that. All hit targets receive plus 50% increased damage for 5 turns, and the effects increase by 10% for each minion or mega minion owned by all enemies, up to 100% in total. And then on top of all of that, all enemies get negative 400 attack. This is superb. And this is it's actually quite cool that we're reviewing this hero alongside Salniss, because she does a very similar thing. So yeah, first of all, this is a ridiculously good hero. Why is she ridiculously good? Well, there's a few reasons. Number one, she never misses the target, and she's dealing out damage. So that's always a good thing. She's dealing out a boatload of damage. In fact, it's 510% damage. And even though the attack chains, it doesn't say that the hit is reduced on each consecutive chain through. The chain will remain exactly the same. So 510, and it will chain, and it will be exactly the same damage. So there's illustrations where you can see the difference, but like somebody like Khufu, for example, his chain remains the same amount of damage. Some other heroes, the chain reduces as it sort of goes along from the next target, one target to the next. So yeah, that is awesome. and it's a lot of damage. And all hit targets then getting the increased damage for 5 turns. 50% increased damage for 5 turns. That's pretty humongous, like especially against Titans and things like that. That's like a Franz type of character. He gets the same amount. I think it's for 6 turns with Franz. But this one can get even higher depending on the amount of minions or mega minions owned by the enemies. So if you literally target a team with, say, 5 minions, say go up Moonbell Tank, she summon minions onto everybody, you hit once, that's going to then increase by an extra 10% for every minion owned. So that's going to be 100%. That's going to be 100% with one single hit. So they're going to take 100% more increased damage for the next 5 turns. And then on top of all of that, she makes it so difficult to come back from because she gives Wither and all enemies get negative 400 attack. And again, that's not linked to the chain. That is a guarantee that all enemies are going to get the negative attack. So yeah, she's running at slow speed, but don't discount this hero. Do not feel the slow, bro. Do not fear the slow, bro. This hero is good to go. She's freaking amazing. And I really think that I need to give massive props and congrats to anyone who does pull her from this portal. So yeah, that is everything I've got to say about Ixinn. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. So let's move over to Salniss with her holy shotgun, which actually looks really, really cool. So she is, obviously, she's a holy hero. She gets the same family bonus and the same passive. So we're not going to bother with those all over again. But she is of the Ranger class, so that gives her a chance to bypass. 25% chance to bypass defensive buffs. That's with the Master Pierce, which is good. Pardon me. And with the Master, the target gets negative defense as well. So cool. Pardon me. Sorry, guys. So she benefits from the attack up on the Ether talent, which is probably my second favorite next to the defense up. It's still decent. At the start of the battle, she gets an extra 20% attack. Stats wise, I mean, that's huge, really. Like 1231 attack plus the limit breaks and emblems takes her up to 1788 plus the 20% at the beginning of the battle. Like, man, she's just going to hit like a freaking truck if she does go off within the first 6 turns. And even if she doesn't, she's still going to hit like a truck. So I love that. Art wise, love it. I love all of the Astral Dwarves. I don't have anything bad to say about any of the art on any of these characters, to be fair. And as far as the special's concerned, it's called Double Barreled Star Stick. That is exactly what you would name that thing. Okay, so she's running at fast speed and she deals 460% damage to the target. And the target gets silenced for 3 turns. That's superb. She also deals 460% damage to another random enemy. Let's see what this says. The effect targets the same enemy as the first if there are no other valid targets. So Taunt Buster, here we come. Like, or if you've got an individual target, she's just going to one snipe, kill that dude or chick, because that's like a ridiculous amount of damage. The target of the second hit also receives plus 50% increased damage for 3 turns. The effects increase by 10% for each minion or mega minion owned by all enemies, up to 100% in total. This is like very similar to what we just saw with Ixinn. The main difference, though, is that it says all hit targets receive plus 50% increased damage, where with this one, it's specific to the target of the second hit that receives that 50% increased damage for 3 turns. But the effect increase is still based on all minions, all mega minions owned by all enemies, up to 100% in total. So again, if you've got 1 minion on every single hero on the opposition team, you fire Salniss off, suddenly the target that she hits second has a negative 100%. Unfortunately, it doesn't really work that well against Titans, but she is still usable against Titans, so that's awesome. And yeah, she's a brutal, brutal damage dealer running at fast speeds. And she gives that silence, so you've got a target that you can silence for 3 turns. Plus, you're just making it a heck of a lot worse for the target that gets hit second. Yeah, she's brilliant. I don't know who I would choose between the two. Like, I mean, she is more like of an attacking type of hero, although she could work well on defense as well. I like the silence. I like the fact that she increases damage. The only downside, obviously, is it's not like targeting nearby. so it's not quite as usable, but it's still to the target and it can still get up to 100%. And then you've got Ixinn, who's just an absolute destroyer of worlds, and like she's just like a, you know, one shot, and you know what's happening. Like it's literally you're wrecking the whole entire team. But she is again running at slow speed. So yeah, very hard pressed to choose between the two. Let me know in the comments which one's your favorite between Ixinn and Salniss. Please do drop us a like, subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed already. Let me know, like I say, what you guys think about these brand new heroes. Share it with your mother, and I'll see you again soon. Bye for now.